you selling, I'm not interested.
I heard about Shane.
What about him?
That he was getting picked on at school pretty badly. I wanted to see if the boy was all right.
How do you care?
Bo, Matthew's missing. I can't find him anywhere. He's not in his room. Oh my God, what if he's run away?
Access Phyllis knows the secrets that you're hiding. You better check yourself, cause Phyllis knows you're cheating, sex and you're lying. Phyllis knows, and she's watching for you. And you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Nigel, hurry up! Phyllis is on! Gosh.
Your popcorn, madam.
Ah, thank you.
My pleasure. If you'll excuse me.
Where are you going? Aren't you going to watch Phyllis with me?
As you wish, madam.
How you doing, Landview?
How you doing, Matthew?
Okay.
First
Just a
up, the
second.
latest on Landview's first family, the Buchanans. Earlier, I reported, Ducks, that Clint Buchanan was cleared of all charges in the
guess I owe
murder
you an
case of
apology.
Ohio-based bad boy
I shouldn't
Eddie
have called your
Ford.
Uncle Clint a killer.
But there's more to the story than meets the eye.
Okay, we don't have to watch that anymore.
I think it's okay.
It's not okay. Our son is missing.
No, he's not. Look, he's not, all right? I told him he could go to the Buenos Dias and meet Destiny.
You did what?
He wanted to see his friend, so what's the harm in that?
Oh, for God's sake, Bo. The last thing Matthew should be doing
No,
is...
the last thing he needs is for us to lock him up in here.
Okay, you're right. You're right. I certainly can't blame him for wanting to pretend that everything's still normal.
Exactly. Especially when...
It's anything but normal.
Our son killed someone. Now we have to figure out what we're gonna do about it.
Commissioner Bo and his DA wife Nora had big bad bro Clint dead to rights.
Nigel, I
But
need
just
to see
as
Joe
Daddy was
immediately,
headed for
please.
the Clint shore,
Yes,
Nora and Bo
madam,
let him go.
may I-
What is up with that?
I'm afraid Master Joseph and his wife have retired for the evening.
I need to talk to him about his wife and her supposed brother. Excuse me. Did you just shush me,
Phyllis
young
is
lady?
on.
Shush this! What are you doing watching that dreadful woman?
That leaves us with the million-dollar question. If C. Daddy Buke didn't kill Eddie Ford, who did? Stay tuned, Landview, because your BFF Phyllis has a shocker for you tonight. You won't believe.
Hey, Chris.
Hey,
What's this?
your little muchachito.
Aw,
Congratulations.
thank you. That's really sweet. Oh. Ooh, it's beautiful. I will give this to him.
Yeah, you might want to wait a while before you give it to him.
Okay, well, I'm sure he'll love it when he's older. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Actually, it was just an excuse to come over here. I need to give you a heads up about something.
Okay, about what?
Marty Saybrook. Hey, what are you doing?
Marty up to now?
It's kind of weird.
Oh, please. Nothing Marty does surprises me.
Okay, so I gave this friend of mine a ride to Statesville so she can visit someone. And I ran into Marty. Like, literally. I bumped into her and she drops this sheet of paper.
Let me guess, this sheet of paper has something to do with me.
She's still carrying around your DNA test results.
Wow. I was wrong. She can still surprise me.
And that's not all. When she realized I saw the paper, she freaked. What's that about?
Oh, that's nothing.
Whatever it is, it seems pretty serious. Everything okay?
Yes, oh, no, everything's fine. Care to join me?
No, I can't stay.
Oh, come on. Let me buy you a cup of coffee, huh? I owe you at least that much.
I have no idea why Marty would still be carrying around my DNA results.
Me neither. I asked her.
And?
She says that she keeps them to remind herself of what she's capable of, which I thought was even weirder.
Yeah, kind of.
Any idea why she has them?
No, I mean, I wish I knew. Marty carried around those DNA test results for months, holding it over my head that I was carrying Brody's baby so she could ruin my relationship with John. But now that it's already ruined, what's the point?
I owe you an apology.
For what?
Yeah, when we were talking in your office and Natalie showed up, I mentioned your relationship with Kelly, and I didn't mean to cause trouble between you and Natalie.
I think at this point, Natalie and I have had all the trouble we're gonna have.
You're lucky she's not talking about anything important right now.
Okay, I came here to see you, not listen to this garbage.
She was reporting good news. Your parents let your Uncle Clint go. That means he must be innocent, right?
Okay, I'm gonna get a milkshake.
Hello? I just said your Uncle Clint must be innocent. Why else would your parents drop the charges?
Hey, who muted the TV?
And the plot thickens. As I was first to report, the LPD had video footage from the shoot of an adult film, no less, of C. Daddy himself, gun in hand, exiting Eddie Ford's room. So, is Commissioner Bowe doing what the Bukes do and protecting his own? Or do he and DA Nora have another suspect? And if so, why hasn't he or she been arrested yet? Is Dorian Lord asleep at the wheel?
Well, everything's okay for the moment.
Oh, how can you even say that?
No, for the moment. At least we have some alone time now and we can think about what we gotta do.
You have any suggestions?
We can't just sit on it. I'm the commissioner of police. You're the district attorney.
I know that. I know. And it got me thinking. When Matthew shot Eddie, Matthew was distraught. I mean, he was upset before he even got to the motel.
Well, that's because he thought that I was cheating on you with the Knicks.
Right. And then he runs into Eddie, and Eddie taunts him and tells him all about the filthy things that he's done to me. I mean, my God, it had to confuse and terrify Matthew even more. I mean, this is just a child who's thinking that the life that he's always known is over. You know, he's not a cold-blooded killer. The shooting was impulsive. It wasn't premeditated. Matthew's not a danger to anyone.
No, but
Clint is. Clint is. If Clint hadn't manipulated Matthew and got him all riled up, Matthew never would have pulled that trigger. Matthew never, ever would have shot Eddie. Everything that happened that night was Clint's fault, not Matthew's.
Damn. Now you're trespassing.
I am not going until you tell me how Shane is doing.
Why would I do that?
Because he's my grandson, damn it.
Since when? You did everything you could to cover up the fact that we were related. So when you hired your little loyal sidekick, Vimble, to change test results covering up the fact that you were my father, you got rid of Shane too.
Rex, come on.
Okay, so you don't get to come over here pretending that you care about your grandson. Sorry, Gramps, it doesn't work that way, okay? So just get the hell out of here and leave my son alone.
Rex, my argument was never with Shane.
Well, I'm sure I'll be thrilled to hear that.
But I'm not allowed to be concerned?
Where was all this concern back when Shane needed a stem cell transplant?
I was going to come forward discreetly. Stacy simply got the jump on me, that's all.
Oh, well, that was convenient, wasn't it? Doesn't make it any more convincing.
It's the truth.
Come on, Clint. We both know that you don't give a damn about Shane. In fact, the only reason you're here is because you screwed over everybody else in your family and they all hate you. Trying to score points with Shane, that's just pathetic.
You have no idea what I'm trying to do.
I don't care. Do you understand? In fact, if it wasn't for all the crap you pulled, Shane might not be in the condition he's in right now.
Are you trying to blame me for something that a schoolyard bully did to your son?
That is just the beginning of what I blame you for.
Honey, look, we can blame Clint for what Matthew did all we want, but the truth is, it was Matthew that fired the gun. Now we can't change that.
Well, we can't give up.
No. What we do, we hire a hotshot lawyer to help you build a strong defense.
A hotshot lawyer?
Yeah. You know, like Teo.
Oh.
No, well, somebody even better than that. And we use everything that you just said about extenuating circumstances.
You think that'll work?
If Matthew throws himself on the mercy of the court, asks for leniency, but he's a first-time offender. You know, he's a minor.
It's not that simple, Bo. It's just not that simple. I mean, first of all, we could end up with a judge who would like to make an example out of Matthew just because he is our son. You know, and even if we got leniency, even if we could get him charged as a juvenile, which, by the way, is not exactly a slam dunk, given that he covered up the crime, and even if we could establish extenuating circumstances, he does what you suggest, Matthew goes to prison for life.
You don't think that your mom and dad would really do that, do you? Drop the charges against your uncle just because he's family? I mean, that doesn't sound like your dad, the commissioner, to me.
You're right, it doesn't.
Your dad's an honest guy. Besides, aren't he and your uncle on the outs anyway?
I'll come back to the Eddie Ford murder case in a little while, but don't worry, ducks. I haven't forgotten the extremely juicy nugget of news that I promised you in this special All Bukes All the Time edition of AL.
There you go.
Thanks.
But first, the most colorful Buchanan.
Look like you got the shakes. Why are you so jittery?
It's nothing, I'm fine.
No, you're not.
Was Jessica there to get a workout? Was Tess? Either way, she was on the arm of her new husband and baby's daddy, the very hunky Robert Ford.
I don't understand.
Nellie and I had a big blowout. It wasn't over before. I mean, it definitely is now.
Are you really sure it's over between you and John?
Oh, it is now. Yeah, I went crazy on him. You know? Why does Marty get to have all the fun?
What happened?
What happened?
I don't remember all of it, but it started when Nally found Liam's sonogram in one of my folders.
You kept that?
I did, but she ripped it up.
Oh, you held on this sonogram all this time? Why?
Is Tess putting on a good show with her new hubby to win their custody suit? Or has Jess really thrown over one of Landview's very finest, Brody Lovett? More importantly, which couple are you rooting for? Go to our website and cast your vote for Jody or Tess.
You know, I think you're freaking out because you know what Phyllis said is true.
Please just drink this milkshake in peace.
It'll taste a lot better if you tell me what's bothering you. So if you want to stop being a basket case, just let it out.
There's nothing to let out.
Matthew, you're a terrible liar, you know that? So you might as well just tell me what's bothering you. Your dad's covering for your uncle, right?
No, that's not who he's protecting.
Even if Matthew turned himself in and entered a plea, I mean, even if Taya or some other brilliant, mythical, hotshot lawyer and I could figure out how to possibly cut the deal of the century for Matthew, I can see no way for Matthew to avoid prison time. And he's just a baby. He's just a baby. How can he possibly survive that?
Honey, we don't have a choice. We can't just keep quiet about this forever. All right? And even if we tried, how would we live with that?
How would we live with ourselves if we sent our son to prison?
After all this time, I mean, after Natalie admitted that the baby is Brody's, why are you still holding onto the sonogram?
You playing shrink?
I am a shrink. I'm also your friend. At least that's what I'm hoping.
I kept the sonogram because when Natalie gave it to me, I thought Liam was my son.
So, after I finished ripping up the sonogram, I gave him back the ring.
I get the ring, but what's the problem with the sonogram?
Because if John wants to see Liam, he can come here and he can see Liam in person.
True.
And it's not just that, you know? I hate seeing John with something from our past, something that's so intimate, while he's pushing me away at the same time.
I get that.
Well, whatever. I'm sure it's just one more reason that John's probably happy to be rid of me. And Marty, if she thinks that she's gonna cause any more problems by waiving that DNA test at me and John, good luck.
Breakups really suck, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they do. Christian?
Recognize this dude behind me?
Why are you on
That's
TV?
That's right, Ducks. He's Christian Vega, painter, bartender, professor, and all-around throbbing hunk of manhood. So what compelled Professor Vega to pay a visit to Statesville Prison? And why was he escorting one Mrs. Rama Patel, the comely wife of Vima Patel, a.k.a. the DNA demon, the mad scientist doing time for scrambling the Buchanan's twins paternity test?
Care to comment?
Is Rama taking comfort in another man's arms? Landview's best arms, that is. All while the DNA demon rots in jail? Or is Vimy getting what he deserves for destroying the lives and loves of our beloved Buchanan twins?
John, I have to ask, I mean, if you found out the paternity test, was a mistake and that Liam was your son, would you forgive Natalie and take her back?
Oh, we're both in shock right now over what Matthew's done. I know it hurts, but we can't pretend that this didn't happen.
I can't help it, because that's all I got.
No, it isn't. Listen to me. I want you to imagine that Matthew's not your son. He's your client. Okay, you're defending him. And you know what you would do. You would work on a plea, and then you would do everything you could to minimize the jail time.
He's not some client, though. He's my baby.
No, honey, he's not a baby anymore.
He's still our
grown.
He's still our son.
Yeah, but okay, what about what this is going to do to him? What kind of a man do you think he's going to grow into? Knowing that he killed someone and he got away with it?
This isn't getting away with it.
And what about the Ford boys?
Oh, my God. Eddie Ford terrorized those kids.
I know that. Eddie Ford was nothing but pure evil, but he was their father. And I think they deserve a resolution. And what do you think this is going to do to us? Knowing that we covered up a murder that goes against everything that we stand for, everything that we believe in.
Well, then I have to ask you, when it comes to crunch time, when that moment comes, can you actually see turning in your own son?
It's Mayor Dorian Lord here. We need to talk about Eddie Ford's killer.
I don't want to talk about this anymore, okay? It's not helping.
Oh my gosh. That's why you're so sure Clint wasn't the killer. You know who the real killer is, don't you?
What do I blame you for? Well, let me count the crimes. There's assault and battery, kidnapping, false imprisonment, I almost forgot extortion, and on top of all that, there's the crime of playing fast and loose with a kid's life.
I never meant to hurt Shane.
No, of course not. He was just collateral damage. Do you have any idea what you've done to him? Okay, you let him believe that Charlie was his grandpa. You stood by and you watched them bond and get close, and then suddenly, oh, wait, Charlie's not his grandpa. Do you have any idea what that does to a kid? Okay, no wonder Shane's so fragile right now.
It's not my fault that Shane is fragile. If you're looking for blame, you might want to look in the mirror. If you were a better father, maybe you would have taught Shane to roll with the punches, or better yet, to stand up for himself and be a man.
Oh, a man like you? You're nothing but an overgrown bully yourself.
Well, at least I know how to teach a kid to take care of himself on the playground, all right? Give that kid to me for an hour, not even an hour, and I would make sure he'd never get bullied again.
No, you're not teaching my kid anything, okay? You stay away from him. The last thing he needs is you.
Well, it sounds to me like he needs a little advice.
My son tried to kill himself last night, okay? Do you honestly think I would let you anywhere near him?
Shane tried to kill himself. What happened? Is Shane all right? Is he getting the help that he needs?
No, you don't get details. You didn't want anything to do with this before. Let's just leave it that way.
Rex, like I said, I never had anything against Shane.
Like I said, Shane is my blood. We are a package deal. You reject me, you reject him too.
I had good reason to keep you out of my family. You came to town to scam Jessica.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I was a textbook gold digger, exactly the kind of trash you're afraid of. That was a long time ago.
Not that long.
I've changed. Thanks to Bo, I have changed. I've changed for the better. You've changed for the worse.
Rama? Wife of Vimmel, the DNA demon, and as Phyllis Rose puts it, the guy who ruined the lives and the loves of the Buchanan twins, and not to mention my brother Rex and Charlie and Shane? That Rama Patel? You said that you gave a ride to a friend to Seatsville. That's who it was?
Christian Vega, madam?
He's a friend, Nigel, just a friend.
And quite a handsome one, too. Well, he does have the best arms in Landview, after all.
He's a friend. He simply gave me a ride.
Of course he did.
He gave me a ride to Statesville to visit my... Oh, my gosh.
Madam?
My husband, he watches the show from prison during his TV hours. He's going to be so upset when he sees this. Oh, my God, my poor Vimmel, as if I haven't hurt him enough already.
And how exactly did you do that?
Believe me, this Phyllis woman is making a big deal out of nothing.
Yes, that would be her job, and you're dodging the question.
Okay, yes. Rama's a friend. She comes into Capricorn every once in a while. It's hard for her. Her husband's in jail.
Pardon me if I don't break out the violence.
Hey, Rama's not responsible for what her husband did with the DNA tests. And yes, I gave her a ride. End of story.
You sure that's all it is? Because, you know, she is a married woman.
So?
So I don't want to see you fall for someone that's unavailable.
Seriously? You're giving me relationship advice?
Would I take Natalie back if I found out? That's a weird question. Why would you even ask that? Would I like to go back to the day before I found out the truth? Absolutely. Life doesn't work that way. What's done is done.
Stay tuned for more. That's why you've been so weird lately. Because you know who killed Eddie Ford. And you know your parents have been trying to keep it quiet. So they had to let your Uncle Clint go. Because he didn't do it. But they haven't arrested the real murderer because it's someone we know.
Disney, you don't know what you're talking about, okay?
Oh, yes, I do. I watch Castle every week. It has to be someone with a good reason for doing what they did. And your parents are trying to keep it quiet? It has to be someone with means, motive, and opportunity.
We shouldn't be talking about this right now.
We have to, Matthew. It's obviously tearing you apart. Oh my gosh, I know who the killer is.
Oh, good. You're both here.
Now's not a good time, Dorian.
Oh, I am sure it is not. Speculation is running rampant in this town as to why the two of you dropped charges against Clint, fueled, of course, in large part by that biatch Phyllis Rose.
Is it?
Yes, popular opinion is that the two of you decided to get those wagons in a circle around Clint. Is that what happened? Oh, did you talk Nora into dropping charges against Clint after what he did to my husband, your son?
Dorian, believe me, the last thing that we tried to do was protect Clint.
You have video of Clint leaving the murder scene, carrying a weapon, and yet, for no reason, you released him with no explanation.
We had our reasons for letting Clint go. And I think that you deserve to know what they are.
Thanks. I have to get back to the station.
Oh, so soon?
Thank you for the coffee.
Well, I'll walk you up. What do you think? We're starting to be friends again?
Yeah, we're getting there.
Who better than me to give relationship advice?
You really want me to answer?
Okay, I've had my fair share of mess-ups, including ours.
We both did that.
Well, consider me the expert here. I'm gonna give you the advice. If you really want to mess up your life and everybody else's, when you're on the rebound, like say after a broken engagement, hook up with someone who's completely unavailable and very needy.
Okay, thanks. I'll keep that in mind. Okay. But you don't have to worry, because Rama's husband already warned me off. He said something about her being in a delicate condition.
What? Rama's pregnant?
Madam, how did you hurt your husband?
I told him I was
Yeah?
perfectly happy you're living in the Buchanan mansion in the lap of luxury. Oh my God, poor Vimal. That must have made him feel so awful, living in his 9x9 cell.
If I may be so bold, madam, I believe Mr. Patel should have thought about that before he tampered with those test results.
Balsam, you can tell yourself over and over that you have changed for the better. But in my experience, the leopard doesn't change its spots. Once a con man, always a con man.
Don't worry your little gray head about it. I have zero interest in your money. In fact, I have as much interest in the Buchanan fortune as you have in me.
That's good to know.
Glad that's settled. Now I can go look in on my son, and you can go. Oh, and don't get any ideas about reaching out to Shane, because I swear to God, if you go anywhere near my son...
You made your point.
You can go. Leave us alone.
You take care of your boy.
We followed up on that video of Clint with the gun, and it was misleading.
Misleading? How can it be misleading? You have video of him leaving the crime scene, carrying the murder weapon. How's that misleading?
All that proves is that he was there. It doesn't prove that he's the one that pulled the trigger. It doesn't prove that the gun that he had in the video was in fact the murder weapon. It's circumstantial.
Nora, you can't build a case against Clint?
The judge told us not to come back unless we had an airtight case. This one had holes.
So Phyllis Rose can say all she wants about me protecting Clint. It's just not true. End of story.
We dropped the charges against Clint because there was no case.
I see. And if Clint didn't do it, then who did? I expect the two of you to find that out. Thank you. Or else, it's gonna be your jobs.
Okay, Dorian, I think we talked about this. You can't fire me. I'm an elected official. For a minute there, I really thought you were going to tell her about Matthew.
No, I'm not going to say anything until we figure out what we're going to do. Right now, I'm going to see Clint.
Bo, do you think that's a good idea?
Dorian is on the warpath. You know she's going to go right to him and try to squeeze him for information about why we let him go. And I don't want him to say anything about Matthew.
Okay, just hurry back, will you? Please.
Look, don't worry. We're going to work this out.
How? And every option is a nightmare.
You have to swear to me you won't tell anybody.
It was your mom, wasn't it?
What?
It makes sense. Eddie Ford did all that bad stuff to her. She must have hated him after that. Besides, you told me she was wandering around in the woods after the car
No,
accident.
it wasn't my mom. Okay?
Well, if she didn't do it, then who did?
That's right, ducks. Your friend Phyllis is about to drop that Buchanan bombshell she promised you. And you'll only hear it here, folks.
This is torture. Just tell
very
us.
special birdie has whispered in my ear the one piece of gossip I know you're dying to hear. What could it be? Will I finally reveal who killed Eddie Ford? Find out when we return.
I don't believe this. How long are we supposed to wait?
Okay, I gotta go.
Wait, Matthew.
If you were a better father, you'd have taught Shane how to roll with the punches. Maybe even stand up for himself and be a man. Damn it, Nigel. Turn that garbage off.
Yes, sir. Right away.
I'd like to relax in my own library if it's not too much trouble for
Of
the two of
course.
you.
But Mr. Buchanan, Access Land View is on and Phyllis is about...
Forget Phyllis! Get out!
Yeah.
No, I don't think Rama's pregnant.
That's what delicate condition means.
I know that, but she drinks at Capricorn. Deli bellies. So I figured her husband was talking about something else.
Okay, well, whatever. Just be careful around another man's wife.
I will. But don't worry. There's nothing to worry about with Rama and me. Thanks for the beer.
Well, thank you for Liam's gift and for warning me about Marty Saybrook carrying around my DNA test results.
Yeah, sorry to lay that on you, but I thought you should know, just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
And look, maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just that Marty hasn't cleaned out her purse in a really long time.
Yeah, let's hope.
Bye.
We'll see you later.
Take care.
So, Marty, what are you up to now?
Where Matthew was headed in such a hurry.
Oh, gosh, you never know with kids.
Yeah. Well, I'll see you around.
Yeah, you know what? I was hoping that you might let me cook you dinner sometime, to thank you for vouching for my release from St. Anne's.
Well, don't thank me. Thank your doctors and... I'm not really great company these days.
Oh, why don't you let me be the judge of that? One side's just kind of lonely, you know, with Cole gone, and tough to cook for one. And you might remember I'm a pretty good cook.
Sure. We'll do that sometime.
Yeah, good. It's starting to feel like spring, isn't it? Gosh, it's like so fresh and new. Time for starting over.
I'll see you.
I want you to find out who roughed up Shane Marasco at Landview High School. He's my grandson, that's who. And you make damn sure it never happens again. Oh, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Dorian's sniffing around about Eddie Ford's murder. I need to know that you're going to keep your mouth shut about Matthew, since you're the only one who knows he did it.
What's up with your friend?
What do you mean?
He bolted like a bat out of hell.
How you doing, Landview?
Mom, hurry up. Turn the TV on now.
What is it?
I think Phyllis Rose is about to out me as a murderer.
Here it is, ducklings, the bombshell I've been promising.
On the next One Life to Live.
I'm ready to confess.
If she ever does anything like that again, I will make her regret it.
Am I getting through to you now?
You're not having another heart attack, are you?